What's today? Monday. Hey. Happy Monday night. Happy Monday night, everybody. I'm gonna wait till everybody come in because we have a serious topic to discuss. Um, when it comes to just things that's been going on lately. Um, and I want to hear everyone's point of view. I was seeing a lot of comments on my last um video about Jeremy Brown and the um things that were done leading up to his unfortunate demise. So a lot of mixed emotions. I saw a lot of mixed feelings um from everyone that was commenting. So I wanted to do this video to give everyone an open dialogue to where they can come on and maybe put your questions in the chat or express the way you feel about it in the chat. Please understand that domestic violence is a very sensitive subject, and we definitely never want to offend anyone. Um, but we definitely want to make sure that everyone um, stay respectful with your comments and be open to listen to other people's perspective on things without being offended. Um, so I'm just waiting for some people to come on here. Maybe I should have scheduled this one. Am I live? Because I'm supposed to be. Let me see. I do a pre-recording? I hope I did. No, I did a live, right? No, I'm okay. I'm live. 10:52. What the world? Uh-oh. Playback. 10:52. So, if anyone's here, I do see it says that it's one person watching. If you please want to hit the like button as you come in, and please let me know that you're here. Somebody else must be on. Oh, Tree's on. A lot of people on now. Okay. All right. So yeah. So yeah, I just want everybody to just let me know you're here. So before I start talking, I don't want to be talking to myself. So let me know that you're here so that we can start the discussion. And basically what I'm going to talk about is, do you think it's a double standard when it comes to domestic violence when it's actually performed by a male versus when it's performed by a female? Um, do you think that females get more of a tap on the wrist when they do something in a domestic manner versus when a man do it? It's usually the punishment is usually as extreme as it can get because he is a male versus again when a female do it. Um, do you think it's a double standard? And I ask this question because I just noticed, like with this Jeremy Brown situation, a lot of people are trying to make excuses for the reason why his wife did what she did. Um, and like I said, had this been behind the scenes and not recorded on Facebook Live for everybody to see, maybe there would have been some room for us to try to figure out what caused it, or just go based off, solely based off the fact that she posted that status that she posted saying that he was bisexual, saying that her husband was bisexual. Again, had she not gone live and we saw her in action for ourselves, we saw her demeanor. We saw, her being the aggressor the whole time. other than once or twice when he's like, "Don't hit me anymore." And him just, of course, having a human reaction of someone constantly hitting him. He had a human reaction. Okay, so do you think? Because see, if the roles, I believe like this, if the roles were reversed, had that been a man that was doing that to a woman, there would have not been an excuse in the world that no one would have been trying to come up with to make that right or to try to relate to what he had done. But because this is a woman, it just seems like people are trying to make excuses for what she did. Like I said, on one form, I understand rage, but rage means you're out of your body. Okay, rage means that you blanked out. You did something that you didn't mean to do. You wasn't really mentally there. You so angry. You're not thinking about your actions. You're not thinking about what can come of your actions. And again, you're out your body. You're just gonna react quick. It's no time for hitting a live button. It's no time to sit there and do all that chit chatting. Give me my keys and all that different kind of chit chat because you blanked out. You don't care nothing about no keys. If you done blanked out, you don't even remember you got a car. Your soul, your whole demeanor and the way that you thinking is, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do to this person. And that's it. That's all. That's your only focus, is hurting this person. All the other stuff in between, you're not even thinking about in that moment because you're not in the right headspace. That's when somebody blanks out. What I saw wasn't somebody that blanked out. I saw a woman that was very strategic, knew exactly what she was going to do, intended to do exactly what she did when she did it. She announced it before she even did it. And she was saying it like in a joking manner, like, and I ain't gonna say joking like she was playing, but like in a joking manner, like she don't even care what she about to do. Murder scene, murder scene. That was somebody that was like, oh yeah, I'm about to do what I'm about to do to you, and I ain't finna have a care in the world about doing it. I just hope I can get away with doing it. That's my perception of what I saw from her demeanor. Hey, Betty Ware, she should not have had the gun in her hand. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, why did you even pull the weapon anyway? This man was getting his clothes and trying to leave. Why did the weapon ever come into play? You know what I'm saying? It was intentional. What you did, everything that she did was intentional. The weapon was no need because, like I said, the whole time she was the aggressor. And y'all, we saw this with our own eyes. Nobody had to tell us. We saw her being the aggressor the whole time. And all he kept saying while he was on the phone with somebody, yeah, I don't even want to fuss. I don't want to argue. I just want to get my stuff and leave. We heard this man saying that he wants to just leave. And like, again, I know it's a sensitive subject, but y'all, we still got to call a thing a thing. If you're going to discuss something, if somebody to put something this sensitive out on the internet, they didn't care about us talking about it. She went live because she wanted us to talk about it. She went live because she wanted us to see it, and she didn't care who saw it, and she knew exactly what she was going to do. Because, like I said, it's different if this man was being aggressive to her. He was not being aggressive to her. Regardless of what led up to the argument or, her deciding to put him out, if the bisexual part is true or whatever, regardless of all that, she had no right to do what she did. Like I said, if she had blanked out, y'all, a person that blanked out on sight, she would have shot him. You understand me? That's what she would have done. If you're in a blanked out mind, you out your body, you so angry about what this man did on sight, you would have went on and unalived that man ASAP. It wouldn't have been none of the chit chat and all the other stuff in between. She would have ended him on sight. Then she said, I don't want to go to jail. It wasn't an accident. Like she said, exactly, Miss Betty Ware. It was not an accident. Because that's all she said. Like I said, somebody that's in shock or they done something that they didn't mean to do, what they would have done was, oh my God, I didn't mean to do that. Showing some type of emotion, like screaming, like, doing something. All that lady said was, I don't want to go to jail. So, like I said, she had all intentions of wanting to commit that crime, but she did not want to have to pay the consequences of taking his life from him. She had all intentions of taking her husband's life. And she wanted to show whoever or whatever type of support that she gets from being online or whatever she think that was going to do for her. I don't know if she wanted it to become, because y'all know how a lot of people they end up getting life stories on Lifetime and all that mess from Crimes of Passion. Yeah, she was. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they said she's in jail now, but they said they charging her with second degree. Yep. But I think that's just again, in my opinion, that's first degree all day. That was intentional. She grabbed that weapon when he was not being aggressive. All that man wanted to do was leave. She should allow that man to leave, get his stuff, and go on about his business. Because for one, if you don't find out that your husband bisexual and you so angry with him, why are you stalling? Child, like I said on my live last night, those clothes would have been at the door. He wouldn't even had no reason to step inside of my house. Your clothes is outside. Your shoes, your toothbrush, your shaver, everything that you own in this house is on the outside. You don't have no reason to come in, honey. He would have to call the police to let him up in my crib. Okay? He would have had that protection because he would have never came in my house. And then the same thing, when you hear the kids cry, all you hear says, go back in the room. She's saying it so calm. Go back in the room. This is not a lady that blanked out. Why are people making excuses for her? She did something horrible. And her mama didn't make it in the bed. No, she didn't. They did, both of them, right before. He said something, she said something. Now, I can't commend the mother because she was telling them to stop. She said, y'all got to stop this. And I don't know what the kids have been doing, but you notice when the mama was like, y'all got to stop that. That's why the kids, and then she didn't say nothing else. So I don't know if this is because the news articles do say that they've had domestic disputes in the past. So I wonder who was the aggressor in the past domestic violence issues between them two. Because every news article that's talking about is saying that they had prior domestic violence issues. So, like I said, my thing was like, did she think because they had prior domestic violence issues that she would just get a free body? Honey, you taped it. Like, even if you were, thinking that that's what you were trying to do, why did you go live? What was going live going to do for you? What part of fulfillment did you get out of that part? Unaliving your husband on live in front of the world. And then right before you did that, you and your mama had to ganged up on the man enough. He knew he had no win in the house with two women and just him. That man wanted to get his stuff and get as far away from that place as he could. And then everybody said, oh yeah, because he was bisexual. Like I said, that's a blank out thing. This wasn't, what I saw was not a woman that had blanked out. What I saw was not a woman that was out her body. Yeah, you can keep making excuses for it all you want. But like I said, the sad thing about this is this was a man. Okay, so me and my husband had a conversation yesterday. When we first saw the story, he asked me, why didn't her mom tell her to put the gun down? Exactly, Miss Betty Ware. She didn't tell her to put the weapon down. She was telling them to stop. But she didn't tell her to put the gun down, or she didn't pick up the phone to call the police. Because for one, once you pick up a gun, if I think you out your body, whether you my child or not, honey, you pick up a weapon, baby, I'm out of there. Me and my grandchildren up out of there. And I'm calling the police, baby, because I don't know if you might, like I said, she could have been in one of them mind frames where she was going to take him, her, the mama, and the kids. You see what I'm saying? If you'd have pulled this out in front of me, hey, you out your, no ma'am, no ma'am. I ain't finna give you the chance to play with me. And her mama knew he wasn't going to hit her back. Exactly, Betty, because he kept saying he was going to call his cousin over there. And you remember the mom was like, don't call nobody over here. So you so adamant to tell him not to call his cousin to come protect him. But you let your daughter pull a whole weapon out on him. Ain't tried to grab it from him. Ain't tell her, girl, put that down before I call the police on you. Are not say, girl, what is wrong with you? Why did you grab that? No, the whole time she's screaming murder scene, and being ignorant. You're right there. You're right there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if the tables was turned, but like I said, we was having a conversation. So my husband said, would it have been right? Which was a great question, right? He said, would it have been, since everybody trying to make an excuse of her saying that she found out he was bisexual, that gave her the okay to unalive her husband. So my husband brought me the question, because I was like, I can see a woman blanking out about that because that's her health, not that heterosexual people also don't give STDs and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is that's the first kind of thing that you think when you find out somebody that you're sleeping with has been with the same sex. That's what, a man has been with another man. That is the first thing people think. So of course your health and all that, and then the embarrassment of it, the embarrassment that you feel like that's gonna come from the world because y'all share children. So you've made children with a man who like men. So all that stuff will play through your head. That's why I said if she had blanked, then I could see like, man, that lady she blanked. I would see that. I would feel that. And that would be solely understandable. It still wouldn't make it right, but it would have been more understandable if it was a blanked out type moment. But that's not what it was. So he presented me with the question, okay, would it have been right for a man to take his wife's life because he found out that she was sleeping with another woman? Would the statistics be the same? Would the amount of people that's agreeing with her blanking out, would they agree with him blanking out because he found his woman with another woman? And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was like, it was one of them moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know? And then all my comment was that's just not the same. And that's crazy how, our minds are wired, but even hearing them say it didn't have the same effect as a man with a man. Hearing about a woman with a woman, it just didn't have the same effect on me. So the question that he presented was, again, a great question. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go live and talk to the people on YouTube and see, would you all see that as the same? Would you all feel like he was okay, that he had a right to do that to his wife because he found her with another woman? Would you all be so lenient as the ones who are trying to be lenient with this woman? Would y'all be that lenient with a man? Would y'all keep trying to make all these excuses for a man? So this is what I say. Do you think it's double standards? I feel so bad for the kids losing both parents. Amen, better where they're the ones I feel for the most. I feel for him too, because that man did not deserve to go to lose his life. But I feel so bad for the kids because they now have both parents gone, one to the grave and one probably to the system for the rest of her life. 4 kids are out here now without parents due to a selfish decision made by their mother. And do you all think, because I was listening to someone else earlier on YouTube who actually said the little girl saw it. They said the little girl who looks just like him saw it. And that's allegedly on my end because I did not see that. So I can't confirm that. But I did hear someone on YouTube today say that. Now, I did hear when she told the kids to go back in the room. So I don't know. I can't confirm 100% that actually happened. But like I said, I heard other people on YouTube saying that killing is not right for either person, man or woman. Exactly, Miss Betty Ware. But what I'm saying is the people that's making that excuse, because a lot of people saying, oh, well, he shouldn't have been sleeping with no men. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. To try to make it right for her. He shouldn't have been sleeping. Well, okay. Do you think it would be all right for a man to take his wife's life because he found out she like women? She mess with women. Would you all be so vocal about the way that y'all being vocal now because y'all feel like this is a woman who found out that her husband was bisexual? Which in my mind, a part of me, y'all, I just didn't get that from her. Y'all, I just did, because the whole time the video was on, did y'all hear her mention that one time? Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. On the video y'all watched. Now, if this is why you about to do what you about to do, wouldn't you have mentioned it during the argument? During the argument, you were mentioning him not being home enough with the kids. Your mama mentioned him not cooking for the kids. And so basically it was the same thing, him not being around as much as he should, not helping with the kids as much as he should. Next time did I hear them discuss him being bisexual during that argument before she unalived him. I didn't hear it one time. So do y'all really think that That if that was true, she wouldn't have been mentioning that while she was arguing with him. That man, that probably would have been all she was talking about. She probably would have been calling him all kind of flamboyant names, all kind of, awful names. I didn't hear that one time. So this is what I'm saying. I don't even think, in my opinion, that was true. I think he pissed her off. She made a status because she was just in love a week ago. She made that doggone status about the anniversary on the 8th or the 5th, something like that, of March. It was all good just a week or two ago. You were so in love with him. Now here you go 2 weeks later. He all this stuff. I think he did something to piss her off and she posted that status. But the validity of that status, as far as proving facts, I just didn't get that. And like I said, during the argument, she never once mentioned it. She never once mentioned it. She was talking about everything but that. She was talking about his lack of attentiveness to the babies and being around. So why do everybody keep going to that? She did it because he was sleeping with me and did it. Why do y'all keep going to that? Why do y'all keep going to that status when in the midst of her quote unquote rage, she didn't mention that one time? She mentioned everything but that. That's what makes you think the validity of that statement of him being bisexual has no grounds. It does not stand. She did not say it. What was wrong with her? She could cook for her kids. She wasn't going to work. Exactly. The man was due to go to work in about 2 hours. Your mama there, you there, and you worrying about him being the one to cook for the kids before he go to work? 2 able-bodied women in the house, and you worrying about this man type of cooking for some kids. That man should have been able to go lay down somewhere. Give him a little rest before he go to work. Now, like I said, I know it's a sensitive subject. My mom has gone through domestic violence. She did whatever she did. That was her story. That's her story. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of women that I know have gone through domestic violence, it's their story. Their story is their story. But my whole thing about it is this is different. The things that happened during this situation is still domestic violence, of course. That is what it is. But the situations surrounding this event were different. This was an attention-seeking woman. This woman wanted attention. And like I say, I believe, in my opinion, that she did it on live so it'll be something that'll be talked about for forever. Who will ever forget the woman who unalived her husband on Facebook Live? Clout is a serious drug. Attention seeking is a serious drug. And like I said, the events that led up to her commentary before she pulled that trigger and even after she pulled that trigger does not speak remorse. Does not speak a woman that, you got me? I'm better now, Betty. It does not speak a woman that was distraught. And it did not speak a woman that was in no type of out of her body, having any type of out of body experience. This was a woman that knew exactly what she was going to do. She did what she wanted to do. She pushed Facebook Live so all of us would see and hear her do exactly what she did. And she wanted it to be remembered forever. And that's in my opinion. But now the whole world, everybody divided because people want to make excuses because they say that this gay stuff. But like I said, she didn't even mention that, not one time. During the argument, why she about to unalive him, not one time did she say or mention about him being bisexual. So that's why I'm just confused about why everybody keep going back to that. Keep using that as an excuse for her to do what she did. She didn't mention it. She didn't use it as an excuse to do what she did. So why are you all trying to use it as an excuse for her? She was mad about him not being attentive as she wanted him to be to the kids and being around as much as she wanted him to be. Ain't nobody focused on the bisexual stuff but the world, but y'all. Y'all ones that's trying to make an excuse for her. Like, call her thing a thing. She did something very horrible to her own husband, the father of her children. She took their daddy from them. She was selfish. And like I said, had this been a man, all this extra in between wouldn't have been happening. And we know that to be facts. Had this been a man that had done this to a woman because he caught his wife with another woman, all this extra stuff would not be happening. Yep, she was. Her mama was feeding her. I said that yesterday. Yeah, her mama was feeding it and making her think that the road she was traveling, that she was going down, was right. Like everything she was saying was right. Yeah, I agree. He should be here to cook for the kids, this, that, and the third. She pumped her up. I think kind of unconsciously, she was more thinking she was supporting her daughter. Now, I will say, I don't think the mother thought her daughter would do what she did. I could tell that. I don't think she knew her daughter was capable of doing what she did. I don't think she thought she was capable of that. Cause you see how she screamed. That mama was screaming so bad. I know she don't think she was capable of what she did. But her mama was ad-libbing. Well, she was ad-libbing because her mama was putting it out there and she was just like, yeah, like agreeing to it. So she was kind of ad-libbing and feeding off of her mama energy. But her energy was like her mama energy times 10. And he was just there helpless. You know what I'm saying? But I just think in this situation, like I said, we all got to have room for grace regardless because none of us sit high enough to judge. Um, but what I will say, if we're gonna talk about it, let's all be truthful about it. Let's call a thing a thing. It's just nowhere in her commentary before or after that would make me think, in my opinion, that she was remorseful or that she didn't mean to do it. Like, how y'all gonna say somebody didn't mean to do something when they say it right before they do it? Like, make that make sense. How y'all gonna say somebody didn't mean to do something when they said they was finna do it? They grabbed the object that was gonna help them succeed at what they just said they wanted to do, and then they did it. How are y'all gonna say that she did not mean to do it? Those things don't go together. And like I said, she was playing around with it. It's murder scene, murder scene. Yeah, come on. Y'all, we got to keep it honest. It's a sad situation all around. And those kids, my heart breaks for them. My heart really, really goes out to those babies. I don't know. That's going to be a trauma for the rest of their life. Like I said, allegedly, they say the little girl saw it. She saw her daddy laying down. Oh, then, and one more thing. This man was taller than her, right? So he got a whole body that you could have aimed at. If your intentions was not to unalive him, or if it was a mistake, why would you have reached up? Because she would have had to reach up to pop him in his dome. And that's what she popped him at. So how can y'all say that's not intentional? That was calculated. It took effort. And she did exactly what she wanted to do. Like, I just don't understand where all these excuses for this woman coming from. But instead of saying he was going to call the police, he should have just called him. That's what I said too, Betty. I said that yesterday. I wish all the times he kept mentioning calling the police that he really actually called them. And he probably would have still been here today. But he loved her enough and he trusted her enough to think that she would not have ended his life. I just wish he would have actually called them. Because every time that he said he was going to call them, had he done it, that would have probably one strayed her from actually doing what she said she was going to do. And it just probably would have made that situation it probably would have made that situation go by differently. It's just a sad situation because now you have 4 kids out here that's going to have this childhood trauma forever. They are forever going to have to um see this because nothing ever disappears on the internet ever. um it's just it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because it was just I mean, she doesn't even think about the amount of people that she was going to affect, and you know, the everlasting effect that it was going to have on her babies, her precious babies. And that was just selfish. It was a selfish act. It was selfish altogether. It was very selfish. It was very, very selfish. Like, and you know, those are the ones that, as far as still being here, that I'm hurt. I hurt for the most. Like, what? How would they grow up? How would they be able to deal with the fact that their mama took their daddy, and that their mama is in prison for taking their daddy? Like, mentally, how do children grow into accepting that? Growing into knowing that they are offsprings of a person who could do something like that. See, it's bigger than what meets the eye. It's just like, what type of value of life will these children have? Like, will these children end up with that mama? You know, because just hearing her commentary too, when she was just like, I do what I can do for the children or whatever. I just think that she's older, um, and she's, just not even. It's not even, in her at this point. I don't even think she probably want much to do with children, especially four. So I just pray to God that they get to a healthy home, somebody that will love them so much that they can hopefully try to and just get them the counseling that they need so that they can try to heal through this and understand that it's in no fault of theirs. They had nothing to do with this. The decisions made by grown people, um, that they can be better than their mother and father ever was. That is still life for them after this type of trauma. I just pray that somebody instills that into them. Whoever gets the kids, make sure that they pour into them every day. Um, and just always tell them how important they are, and they are not their situation. Um, you know, and that they can still be success stories. And cause it's just sad. It's just sad all around. But I just the amount of people that I see trying to make her right for her actions, it just kind of behooves me, because that makes no sense. And like I said, it would have been different if we didn't see it with our own eyes. See, speculating is one thing, but we saw enough before the camera went black to create an opinion. You know what I'm saying? We saw enough before the camera went black to create opinion about what transpired once it went black. And you know why? Because also once the camera was black, he was still talking. We still heard him trying to get her to leave him alone. Him saying, why you grab that weapon? But he said the G word, why you grabbed it? I'm going to call the police. We heard this man still saying stuff like that. Even once the phone went black. That man deserved justice. Y'all can say however it is y'all want to say it, but that man deserves justice. Jeremy Brown deserves justice. Let's say his name. Jeremy Brown deserves justice, regardless of the fact that it was a female that did it. Because, like I said, if the tables was turned, if this was a male, y'all be running up and down the road, riding everywhere. Say her name. Say her name. Do the same thing for him. Say his name. Jeremy Brown, he deserves justice. Say his name. Stop making men feel like they're worthless, but still running to them for protection. You want them to protect you. You want them to provide for you. You want them to do everything that a man is supposed to do. But when it's time to protect the men, no, most women won't stand up. It's okay to have woman power, and we stand behind each other and support people as women, but we still got to call a thing a thing. Right is right and wrong is going to always be wrong. Like, stop treating men like they just here just cause they supposed to be here. They supposed to be everything for everybody, but nobody don't supposed to be nothing for them. They always supposed to be strong all the time. They can't have a moment of weakness. Stop making men feel like their lives are inferior to women's lives. Like, stop. Everybody matters. Everybody matters. And just like I said, if this was a woman, y'all be saying her name and all that. Do the same thing for this man. Because he deserves it. Jeremy Brown deserves it. Say his name. He deserves justice. Say his name. Well, y'all, I'm out of here. May your today be better than yesterday. May your tomorrow be better than today. Know that every day God blows that breath in your body. You're one step closer to your season. Don't fumble yourself worrying about the world. Betty Ware, I thank you so much for your constant commentary. I thank you, thank you, thank you. And I appreciate you. And I hope to see you next live. And I'm out.